One, two, three.
Hello, everyone. This is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. I love saying that because I'm building sales titans across the world, sales titans everywhere, and be proud if you have elevated your sales skills by learning and by training. Whether you get the information from me or someone else, at least you're out there learning, training, and getting better at your craft of car sales. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is season 7, episode 6. We're going to be talking about time to take over. I love this kind of stuff. I love this kind of mentality because this is the mentality that will take you to the next level. And this is the mentality that separates you from average, separates you from below average, separates you from your old self. Like one of my previous episodes, the new you know, you got to shed off the old you and become something new. And this episode's going to be talking about taking over. It's time to take over. What are we waiting for? Nothing, because it's happening right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Greg Hawk, a salesman who donated these awesome lights to me. He does photography, he does all kinds of stuff, and he had these lights. He said, I think your podcast could use them. So I'm giving them a try. Actually got to use them last episode and this episode, but they're a softer light. They have a kind of a shield. You might be able to see them in the reflection a little bit. But it's just an awesome setup. Thank you, Greg Hawk, for being so generous and sending me these lights for my podcast. This is the kind of stuff that really helps the podcast grow. Listener support, people helping out, because I'm just one man trying to help the world of car sales. So anything that you feel like, you know what, I can hook Kyle up, man, send it. I'm here to accept anything because I want to help you in return, and just even lights are a big help. So thank you, Greg Hawk. Also, season 8 is coming up. Don't forget to book your one-on-one training session. It's 149 USD. It's a very small investment, but the day after one of these training sessions, knowing that you've invested in yourself and you've got some personalized one-on-one training, it's a mind shift. I had a salesperson that booked a one-on-one earlier in the month, last month, and you can see a stark difference in his calendar. Shout out to Gabe at Gabe's Automotive on Instagram, but you can see a stark difference in his calendar. He fills in squares every time he sells a car on that calendar. Good job for doing that, keeping track of your sales. But you can see a before and after of a one-on-one, because investing in yourself is a unique opportunity to change something in you and to make that switch. When are you going to do it? At what point do you decide I'm ready for success? This is what you have to do, is start taking care of yourself. You take care of everybody else out there. You buy everyone else presents. You do this for everyone else. You spend money on everyone else. You take care, you help out everyone else. You help another person move, borrow your truck. When are you going to invest in yourself? That's what you need to do. And to book a one-on-one and to be part of season 8, and it's only 149 bucks, very small investment, message me, DM me, and start taking care of yourself for once. So appreciate it. Also, thank you guys and girls out there for buying the workbooks. Go to Amazon, type in Poor2Pro Daily Workbook or Sold as Gold, or the Auto Sales Log, or just go to Amazon and type in Kyle Galaz, and you'll see a few of my books that I have on there that will help you on a daily basis. You don't have to book a one-on-one right now. I encourage it, but if you want to get started, 14, 15 bucks can get you in the door with some of the Kyle Galaz tips and tricks. So appreciate your support there. Also, thank you, guys and girls out there, for sharing the podcast. The fact that new salespeople are getting hired at dealerships and you're sharing the podcast, spreading the word is really appreciative. I just want to say thank you. I can't say it enough. Sharing the podcast, and some of you salespeople out there have moved dealerships and made some changes in your life and moved dealerships, and you're still promoting the podcast. That means a lot to me that you're sharing the word. Uh, so I appreciate that. All right, let's get into this episode. Time to take over. And I've been thinking about this. What do you mean, Kyle, time to take over? When am I going to take over? Right? You have to take over yourself. You got to change some of your settings in here because you have default settings right now in your brain that have got you where you are right now. And if you're happy with where you're at right now in the car business or sales in general, then you don't need to make a shift. But I assure you, 99.9% of people out there want to sell more cars. They want to make more money. They want to have more success. They want to move up the totem pole. They want to be a sales manager, a finance manager, a GM. They want to move up, and you have to start somewhere. And where you start is up here. So when you're thinking about Kyle, what do you mean time to take over? It's time to take over. Every dealership has an owner, right? But you could own the dealership, own it. Every dealership has an owner. They all, they're counting their beans at the end of the month. Okay, we made this amount of money, da 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 da, right? But you actually own it. You walk into that place. Oh, shoot, he's here. Time to sell some cars. When that salesperson shows up, when you show up, something's going to happen today. They're going to sell a car. The dealership will never blank if you're on shift. They can guarantee that you are the salesperson that's going to bring something to the table. It's time to take over. Every dealership has an owner, but I want you to own the dealership. You walk in, capital own, man. You own it. The owner of the dealership can't do what you can do. The owner of the dealership needs you. They need salespeople that know what they're doing because guess what? They can't sell. You put the owner, and I'm not bashing owners. There's a reason why they're an owner. They're very smart people, and they've made it up. They made it up that ladder. Good for you, those owners. But those owners need you. Those owners need salespeople, sales titans that know what they're doing. So when you walk into the dealership, own it. This is my house. This is my dealership. He might have it on paper, but you have it in reality because no one's gonna care about the success of the dealership. Oh, the dealership made X amount of dollars, man. No, people care about the sales guy that's like, who created this guy? That's the stuff that gets the clout. So time to take over. All right. I want you to be the anomaly that they can't figure out. How does this salesperson do it? How does he do it? How does she do it? Like are they good at walkarounds? Are they good at closing deals at the desk? Are they good at overcoming objections? Like how does this salesperson do what they do? How do you do what you do? Become the anomaly that they can't figure out. Now, when I say it's time to take over and I want you to own the dealership, I'm not talking about doing this in a arrogant way or a cocky way, right? We're going to do this. We're going to stay quiet and we're going to let our actions speak louder than words because you can go in there and say, yeah, I run the show. I'm the boss. I'm the best salesperson. But unless you have numbers to back it up, that doesn't mean anything. Talk is cheap. What you got to do is quiet and let your actions speak louder than any word you could ever say. Let the salesman of the month numbers speak for themselves. How does this person sell 15 more cars than my second best salesperson? Second place sold 13 and first place sold 28. You sold 28. How does he do it? How does she do it? You don't say anything. You just doing your thing. When I say time to take over, this is what I'm talking about. You're going in and you're letting your actions speak louder than words. You're the owner of the dealership. You own it. You own the sales floor. People are asking for you. Customers are walking in and say, I want to talk to that guy or that girl. And they say you by name because they've heard through the grapevine that you know how to sell cars. You know how to help customers. So these are the little things I want to talk about. All right. Now, another thing too. Uh, Poor2Pro this is the 75th episode of Poor2Pro. You have the knowledge out there. You have the ability to learn. I, Kyle Galaz, Poor2Pro, has 75 episodes. Are you listening to them and are you taking notes? Because if you want to take over, you have to have the knowledge. You have to have the attitude. You have to have the personality. But nothing gets anywhere until you have the skills. You got to have the skills to pay the bills, right? You have to be able to close those deals. You have to overcome those objections. So make sure you guys are listening to, again, not just mine. You can get it from anywhere but when you're listening to these episodes, write stuff down. Write stuff down that you think I could use that tomorrow, right? Write stuff down that, okay, I need to work on this. Because if you can write stuff down, it sticks in your brain, and then you have something to refer to when you get back to the dealership. You may be listening to this episode on the way to the dealership right now. You may be listening to it at the dealership. But to retain stuff, try to write little notes down, even if you get just a small little, Walmart 99-cent paper pad, and you put it in your back pocket while you're listening with your ear pods, your earbuds, and you write down, okay, I need to take over. I'm the owner. I own the dealership. And start writing these things down and start saying them. Tell yourself, look in the mirror and say, I am the best salesperson in the world. If someone were to ask Kyle, me, who's the best salesperson in the world, I will say me. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But in my eyes, I am the best salesperson in the world. In my brain, I am the best in the world. Put me against anybody, and I will throw down sales techniques. I will throw down closes. I will go toe to toe with any salesperson out there. This is because I believe in myself, and I truly feel and think I am the best. This is what I need you to do. I need you to go into the dealership tomorrow and say, I'm better than Kyle. I could outclose Kyle Galaz, Poor2Pro, 10-1. Bring it on. This is the mentality that you start shifting and taking, and convincing yourself that you are the best of the best. You're the best in the world. The more you tell yourself that, the more your brain says, you know what, maybe I am the best in the world. And when you get that customer, you're going to have that confidence in you to close the deal. Customers can see right through a non-confident salesperson. They chew you up and spit you out. But when you have the confidence and you can go toe to toe with any customer, you are the professional. You sell hundreds a year. They buy one car every 3 to 5 years. Who's the professional here? You sell one a day, they buy one a year, or one every 3 years, or one every 5 years. You're the pro. So when you have customers in front of you, dominate, dominate, not in an alpha, I'm the boss kind of way. You don't want to go head to head. You want to zip and zag, the punches of the customer, and you come right on the other side, and now you're signing them. These are the things I'm talking about. You have all the tools to be the boss. You just need to get out there and keep learning. Success can be found, but you have to dig it up. You have to expose success. You have to chase success. Success does not find you. If you simply do the same things every day over and over, do you think success is going to find you, or are you going to repeat your 1 year of training when you first got hired for the rest of your career? When people say, I've been in the car business 30 years, I have 30 years experience. No, you don't. You have 1 or 2 years of experience because that's when you cared about your career when you first started, right? You got 1 or 2 years of experience that you've just multiplied 30 times. You're the same guy or girl you were when you're 70 as you were when you first got in sales at 50, because you stopped learning, you stopped training, you stopped the mind shift, the change in your chest, in your heart, in your skin, in your DNA. If someone were to cut me open right now, car sales would come out, sales training, all this comes out of my DNA because this is all I care about. This is what I love to do. And the more you can start thinking like that, the better you're going to get, and the more successes you're going to have. If you think about a treasure hunter, right? All right, we're going to start a business. We're going to go treasure hunting. And what we're going to do is we're going to meet in the office, right? Bear with me, follow along on this story. So I need a couple partners. All right, I'm going to hire Mike. I'm going to hire Scott. I'm going to hire Frank. I'm going to hire Gabe. I'm going to hire Greg. All right, this is my team of treasure hunters. All right, let's meet up tomorrow in the office. All right, see you there at 8 a.m. All right, what are we going to do today to find some treasure out there? I've heard of a few places that have treasure. Greg, what's your thoughts? Kyle, I think we should just stay right here in the office and think about it and plan some more. Okay, all right, excellent. What about you, Scott? I feel like if we just stay right here, the treasure will come to us. Okay, that's an interesting concept. What about you, Frank? Frank, what do you think? I think we should probably go out and start digging and, researching and get out there. Oh, you're saying we have to go out and find the treasure? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got to find the treasure. Hey, what about you, Mike? Yeah, I think we gotta go out there and find it. I don't know. I think we should just stay in the office and let the treasure come to us. Well, treasure is success. Okay, let's flop the words now. Hey, Greg, what do you think? What should we do today to be successful? Oh, Greg, yeah, yeah, yeah. Greg, what do you think? Oh, we should go out and find success. What about you, Scott, on the lot? Let's go out there and find success. Let's get out there and tear it up. Okay, what about you, Frank, down in Boise? Let's get outside. Let's get some customers. Let's go tear it up. Let's find some success. What about you, Mike? Let's make some calls. Let's get out there and meet people in the public. Let's get on the internet. Let's make some videos, right? So treasure hunters don't just sit in an office and hope the treasure comes to them. The hostile takeover for a salesperson when they want to own a dealership, quote unquote own, they have to do stuff that the other people aren't doing. The other salespeople are waiting for success to happen, and you're out there digging. You got to dig, you have to expose, you got to find, you have to learn, you have to research what works, how do I find success? What's on the other side of a customer? Success. What's on the other side of a phone call? Success. What's on the other side of a video posting, a viral video? Success. No one has not had success on the other side of a viral video or something that they post. There's always success to be found, but you got to go out and dig for it. And where we have the advantage to the treasure hunter is they don't know where to dig. They got to do all the research. We know where to dig. It's called a customer. The customers are coming to us. The treasure is in that customer. Now, how do we get that treasure? Right? We have to have the skills to dig it out of them, right? Overcome objections, close deals, compare ourselves to the competition. Why buy here? Where's our value in our vehicle, right? All these things are the tools that we need to dig out the treasure in that customer. So the advantage we have is the customer comes to us, the treasure comes to us. We just have to dig it out of them by having skills and knowledge and training and all these things. So kudos to you if you've listened to now this every 75 episodes of Poor2Pro and whatever other trainings you have out there. I get messages a lot from salespeople that say, hey, what do you think about this sales trainer? What are your thoughts on this sales trainer? Every sales trainer out there has something great to learn from. You may not agree with everything, but that's okay. What you got to do is take what works for you, apply it to your skills, and get out there and find those treasures. And when you walk into the dealership with these new skills, this new mindset that I am the owner, I own this place. You might have it on paper, but the people know who the real owner is. I'm the people's champ, right? You got your belt. I'm the people's champ. I may not have the title to the dealership, but I own the dealership. This is the mentality shift that can start tomorrow, today, that when you go into the dealership, you have to back it up, but you don't back it up with talking smack and being arrogant and being cocky. You talk it, you show it through actions. The big board where they move the little dot or fill in your square for sales. How is it that this salesperson's at 30 units for the month and the second guy's at 12? What does this guy do? Oh, I don't know. His mind shift is totally different. He trains every day. He's always learning. He's writing stuff down. He's taking notes. He's being relentless. This is one of my favorite words to use is relentless. Are you relentless? Do you clock in every day to be relentless and take no prisoners? All right. Do you wake up thinking, today I want to be average? Today I think I want to be below average. Or do you think like I think I want to do something big today? I want to sell one, two, or three cars today. And let's say your goal is three today, but you sell one, that's success. If you did that every day, you would sell 15 to 20 cars a month, depending on how many days a month you work. Let's say you go in every day and you say, I want to make $1,000 today. Every day I clock in, I want to make $1,000, but you settle for 800. 800 a day times 20. I think you're doing pretty good every single month, right? So you got to plan big for the day, put big goals. If you don't hit your goal, that's okay. I bet you if you have a big goal and you get darn close, you're way above average. You're way above below average because you're setting your sights on something gigantic, something big. And that's what we all have to do as salespeople, as managers, as owners, as business people, as family men, as in relationships. You set for something big. And if you don't hit it, that's okay because you're still above average. You're still killing it and you still have something to get to. Okay. Now, when you're setting these big goals, make something that's not discouraging. I'm going to sell 40 cars this month, but the best you've ever done is 15. That might be too big of a goal. Do it in baby steps because time is on our side. So let's say you're a 15 car guy. Set your goal for 17 now. and make it achievable and just get a little bit farther and get to that 17. Well, when you get to 17 and you're now averaging 17, you have a new wrinkle in your brain saying, I'm a 17 car guy. And now want to be a 20 car guy. No, nay, I'm a 30 car guy stuck in a 17 car guy body, but I'm going to get there. Okay. And you just slowly build up these increments to this goal because after a year or two, next thing you know, you're a 25 car guy. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you plan on being in the car business a long time, plan ahead. By this year, I want to be a 25 car a month guy or a 30 car a month guy and start reverse engineering that goal into smaller increments. How do I get there if I'm a 12 car guy? Well, next month I need to sell 13. The month after that, I need to sell 14. Well, how do I sell 14? I need to have more things on my plate during the day. I need to go out there and dig up treasure. I need to get out of my seat and go find treasure. I gotta think like I own the place, right? Walk into the dealership with a new attitude. Be the person who owns the dealership. Do you ever think the owner of your dealership, I'm going to recap this. Do you ever think the owner of your dealership can outsell you? Think about this. I'm not knocking the owner. We love the owner of the dealership because they have a great facility. I'm not knocking owners. I'm not knocking GMs because one day I want to be those. But do you think about it? If the owner of your dealership went on your lot and just took straight ups, they didn't have their buddies come buy cars or anything like that. They went up for up with you. Could they outsell you? No. So they're the owner on paper. You're the owner on the people's champ. Okay. You own the dealership. So make that mind shift. They need you. Go out there and smash. Guess what happens down the road when you do this consistently? You become the sales titan that you want to be. When you start thinking above average, when you start thinking like a sales titan. And trust me when I say this, there are people doing it right now in any brand. In any brand, there's salespeople having big successes. Don't blame your brand. Don't blame your city. Don't blame your population. Don't blame anything because blaming it gives you a way out for failing. You need to take accountability and say, I will be this salesperson that I want to be, and I want to sell this many cars. I want to make this much money. Instead of blaming things, let me find ways to get there. I don't want to blame. That's a crutch. I want to find ways to get there. And when you start thinking of ways to get there, all of a sudden you start getting more sales. How is that? Is it coincidental? No, you're doing more things to create more activity. More activity equals more sales. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, now here's another thing I have in my notes. When you get to these statuses, there's going to be a fork in the road. Okay. And this is what's going to happen. And this is how you know you've made it or you're getting there or you are there is when they start wanting to move you up. They want to put a title on you, a sales manager or a finance manager, because they are finding something in you that they want to duplicate. If I make this salesperson a sales manager, maybe he can make more versions of himself and start training these salespeople. Because if I just have one of you on the sales floor, right? You're selling 20 cars a month, 25 cars a month. Awesome. But the rest of the team's only selling 10 to 15. What if I take 25 car guy and put him as a sales manager and he trains all these salespeople and now I have 10, 15 to 20 car guys because I have the sales manager. That's when you know you've made it, when they want to start moving you up. And then you have to decide the fork in the road. Do I want to be a sales manager and train or a finance manager, or do I want to stay where I'm at? And that'll be up to you when the time comes. But you'll know you're getting to the status that I'm talking about. You're going to own that dealership when you start getting promotions or you start getting inklings of it like, hey, you're next in line. Well, why am I next in line? Oh, because they want to duplicate me. You can't duplicate me. Uh, you can try to copy me, you can try to impersonate me, whatever, but you'll never duplicate me ever. And that's the thought process I want you to have. I can't make 50 of me. You want to know why? Because there's only one of me, right? So have that mentality. You're unique and you're going to do the hostile takeover. This is a mind shift change. You're changing the way you think. You're changing the way you walk into the dealership. You have your shoulders out. You got your nice glasses on, man. You got your fresh haircut. You're rolling up in something nice. I don't know. It doesn't matter what you drive, I guess, but it's the mentality. You can drive a 90 '08 Honda Civic and have that mentality, or you could drive a Lamborghini and not have that mentality. But I need you to pull up to that dealership today or tomorrow with that new mentality that, watch me move. Nope, sorry, the huddle doesn't pay any money. That's not where I hang out. You know where I hang out? With customers. You know why? Because they're the treasure. They're the people that pay my bills. They're the people that have success on the other side, not the huddle, not the guy that wants to talk about his weekend. And guess what? When you go off shift and you got invites to go smoke and joke at a buddy's house and drink beer all weekend because you got it off, think about that. If I do these things with the same people that I've always done, then I'm going to be the same person I am right now because I'm not making any changes. How about you change your whole lifestyle around success and start putting yourself around people that have made it to the top and start thinking like that, thinking like an investor. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your money in stuff, stocks, crypto, whatever. You're saving money in gold and silver. Like those little things, you start building an internal confidence that you've never had before, and you're going to start seeing successes you've never had before instead of doing the same old thing and expecting a different outcome. Peel it off and try something new and start with that. I'm going to take over the dealership. I own the dealership. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I want to look in the camera and say thank you so much for all the support, kind words. How was your week? How was your last month? Tell me about your numbers. Message me on Instagram or Facebook. Find me on Facebook, Kyle Galaz, Kyle Give me a follow, send me a message. I would like to meet you. I would like to know how you're doing in sales. I'd like to know your goals because the more I can surround myself with like-minded people in the car business, the better I get as a sales trainer, the better I get as a person, the better I get as a mentor. And I'm also looking because you never actually made it. The moment you say you made it, you lost. I'm still looking for people that can mentor me and can help me go to the next level. So reach out to me no matter what level you're at. If you're entry or you're at the top and if you run 50 dealerships, I would like to hear from you. You can also find me on Instagram if you don't have a Facebook, Poor2Pro car sales training. Find me on there. Give me a like or a follow and message me. I want to just say thank you again for listening to season 7, episode 6. Time to take over. Go in there and take over. Kyle Galaz, signing out.